Hello YouTube, I'm back for January, and I hope you enjoyed the winter break. Today, I am filming on January 22nd, which is the Lunar New Year. If you celebrate, please celebrate safely. Now, I'm going to want to talk about a few topics, and as a reminder, housing data is on average reported 20 days after the closing prior month. Plus, I want to share a few things worth knowing that might influence the outlook for 2023. So let's dive right in. To start this month's video off, I'll start with what I've been up to. 1. Open houses. As the days on market gets longer and longer, month over month and year over year, this has an effect on two things. 1, for us agents listing properties, giving us plenty of time to secure a listing, readying the property with staging, and setting our marketing plan in motion, which often entails print and digital marketing, which then ultimately leads us to being able to host open houses. The second part is for buyers, giving them plenty of time to consider a home without the added pressure of it being sold in a few hours, like we've seen in 2020 and 2021. The second thing I've been up to is assisting first-time home buyers. Leveraging my experience in partnerships with my mortgage, we were able to qualify them and help them secure down payment assistance from Florida State. After this, we've looked at a number of homes and made 3 offers. The first offer got accepted. However, the buyers ended up canceling this one after the inspection report came back and within their inspection period. The second offer they submitted on a different property, the seller countered. The buyers ended up walking away from this one. The third offer got accepted. Now we're past inspection periods and have assisted in negotiating some of the repairs. They're most likely to close on this one, which means they'll get into their first home pretty soon and they can start building some of that equity. How exciting. Next up, let's talk about market stats and see what's going on. Keep a few things in mind. 1, the interest rates at this point of the year has had a significant impact on the activity in the housing market. 2nd, it's the month of December, which is the holiday season for most people, which involves a lot of traveling, family gathering, and celebration. Let's look at this through the eyes of a buyer, and we'll start with inventory. When we look at month by month, we see little movement. The biggest change we see is year over year. There is now about 154% more inventory to choose from, which is a good sign. Next is days on market. Both month by month and year over year, we are seeing an upward trend, which means now you have more considerable time to contemplate an offer on any given home in the current market. Next is price per square foot. Month by month and year over year, we are starting to see a small decline. Next is new listings. We see roughly a 9% drop. This may be due to new sellers contemplating either selling their homes or observing the holidays. Last but not least is sold. We see about a 15% increase from the prior month. However, a significant difference when we look at year over year, about 41% drop. Next up is going to be condos and townhomes. Take a look at those slides. This segment of the market has a different story to tell than single-family homes. For condos and townhomes, we'll start with inventory. When you look at it month by month, we see some movement, with the biggest change coming year over year, with an increase of 131% more inventory. When we look at days on market, very much like single-family homes, we see it on an upward trend, which means you have more time to contemplate an offer on any given listings in the current market. When we look at price per square foot, from the previous month, we see a 7% drop. When you look at it year over year, there's an increase of about 7%, which is a good sign for sellers. New listings. New listings saw some movement, but nothing significant. Last but not least is sold. From the previous month, we see a 5% drop, and this could be due to the holidays. However, a big change when we look at year over year, we see a 42% drop, which is quite a big difference. Last but not least, we'll look at sales price for both single-family homes and condos townhomes. I'm sure this is the section that home sellers are looking forward to. So we'll round out this portion of the video and we'll start with single-family homes. When we compare November 2022 to December 2022, we notice a 2.2% drop. However, when we compare it to December 2021, we see a 1% increase. For condos and townhomes, we can take a look at prior month, November 2022 to December 2022, and we notice a 0.4% drop, a small change. For last year, December 2021, we noticed a big change. We saw an increase of 9.4%. All this is to support the notion that we are more on a deceleration month by month when it comes to sales price, but it increased year over year. Now more than ever, it is important to heed the advice of your preferred real estate professional when it comes time to list your property for sale. Next up is good to know, and then we'll move on to the luxury section of this video. Before we dive right into this segment of the market, here's a reminder that buyers and sellers in the upper tier behave very differently than the rest of the market. Mortgage rates has some influence. However, other things that they consider before purchasing or selling real estate are things like their public and private holdings. Things like liquidity, aka cash, stocks, luxury assets such as other real estate properties, luxury vehicles, yachts, arts, and jewelry. Now that we got that out of the way, let's take a look at the charts. To kick this off, we'll start with inventory. From the previous chart, you can tell month by month, we see a little movement. When we look at it year over year, there was a 214% increase in inventory, which gives discerning eyes more choice. When you look at days on market, there's also been a little movement. However, when you compare December 2021 to December 2022, there was a 147% increase with days on market, giving you considerable time to contemplate an offer on any given listing. When we look at sold next, you can see that October was quite the standout. However, people still purchased and sold property in December, just not quite like October, and this could be due to the holiday season. Next is going to be sales to list price. Things remain relatively close. That means sellers are able to keep a good portion of their asking price after negotiations. Next is going to be price per square foot. As you can see, October was also a standout. When we look at year over year, there's a 3% increase. Last but not least, sales price. When we look at the prior month, November 2022 to December 2022, you'll notice a drop of about 15%. When we look at it year over year, December 2021 to December 2022, you'll see a drop of about 12%. It'll be interesting to see what January numbers will look like. In the meantime, we'll round out this portion of the video with good to knows. YouTube, we're almost there, and I want to leave you with these last 5 topics. uHaul recently published their latest report, and in their findings, they've discovered that when it comes to do-it-yourself one-way moves, meaning moving from one destination to a final destination, they've discovered that Florida ranked number 2. I've said it before and I'll say it again, Florida has some great things going for it. Mainly, great weather all year round, no state income tax, and affordable housing relative to the rest of the nation. Also, in the latest issue of Florida Realtor magazine, a recent article that was published discovered that January happens to be the best month to purchase a home, averaging about 10.3% lower in sales price. March happens to kick off the spring buying season, and it also happens to be the most expensive month. Great news if you're a homeowner contemplating a sale. Next is going to be a recent quote that I've discovered from Altus Research founder by way of Real Trends. Take a look at the next slide. In my opinion, mortgage rates will be the hot topic for the first half of 2023. And an article dated January 18th by Housing Wire, sharing the latest data from Mortgage Bankers Association, MBA, saw a demand increase in both refinance and purchase application. Refinance saw an increased demand of 34% and purchase application increased by 25%. This is influenced by two parts. One, the ever slow decline of mortgage rates week by week, and two, sellers are now willing to work with buyers, either offering concessions or rate buy-downs. Last but not least, let's talk about luxury trends for 2023. Research conducted by Coldwell Banker Global Luxury offers us 5 insights for 2023. 1. The appeal for smaller homes returns. Now that we're on the other side of the pandemic, the need for a large home to accommodate for work from home and homeschooling has declined. 2. The increase in buyer's remorse. This is due to the speed of the market of 2020 and 2021, when buyers often purchase properties sight unseen, at any size and any condition. 3. The return of global buyers. Now that restrictions have lifted for most of the world, international buyers are eyeing U.S. property. 4. Faith in investments. 1/3 of respondents believe that real estate is the safest long-term investment, especially when you compare it against stocks, bonds, cryptocurrencies, and pensions. Last but not least, number 5, increase in cash transactions. When we compare interest rates to 2021, they remain high, which has prompted them to seek alternative financing or to look at their public and private holdings. I hope you have found this video helpful, and I will see you next month. Until then, happy buying and selling.